Alright, so this is actually a sample of a traditional resume. Okay, remember this is just a sample, meaning that there are also other ways to do a traditional resume. I'll provide you with the link for you to have a look at other examples of traditional resume. But this one here is the most easiest, straightforward sample of how to do a traditional resume. Okay, we'll follow the 5 elements that I've mentioned in the lecture slide before. Okay, so first of all, of course, your picture. If you have a picture, then put it in. If you don't have, it's okay, but it's always a good indicator when you can put in your picture, because as I said, first impression always matter. When they can see your face, it shows confidence. When you put out your picture, it shows confidence. Okay, so that would be a good impression. Next up is your personal details. Now remember, when you fill in your personal detail, always remember that these information is supposed to help them to contact you, because there are some candidate who will try to, they say, home address is not really important, never mind, I'll just put in my friend's email address, or even my whole old home address. They say it's not important. Imagine if they are interested in you. They tried contacting you, but you did not pick up, because normally company, they have company phone number, and normally when we look at phone numbers that are from like landlines, we are normally reluctant to pick up, isn't it? We are afraid that it might be insurance companies, or it might be scam, or it might be banks providing offers and things like that. So we don't often pick up phone numbers that are from landline, but companies, they use landlines. So maybe they tried to contacting you, but they could not get through. So the next option would probably be they will send a letter inviting you to interview. But you provided the wrong home address. Maybe you gave your friends, or maybe your old home address. So how are they supposed to contact you? So you see, that's why it's very important to put in your personal information as accurate as possible. You need to think, would this help them to contact me? Is the information accurate enough? Okay. So next one is, of course, your educational background. Okay, now for your educational background, you always have to do it in chronological order. Mean from the latest to, and backward. Okay, latest means, for example, let's say this candidate, okay, he has done his master's degree, latest 2020. So you put that first at the very top. So next would be his bachelor's degree, okay, 2015. And then maybe he has diploma, 2012. So the year is actually the year they graduated, not the year you joined, the year you graduated. Okay, and sometimes they ask, sir, is it good if you put in our primary and secondary? Yes, you can put in there, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really help you, isn't it? They don't care. Even if you have 10 A's in your SPM, or you went to the best school in primary or secondary, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really help. But when they see, for example, you went to University Malaya, that says something. And then when they see, okay, you have done your Bachelor's of Science in UTHM 2015, that says something. It relates to the requirement. Maybe they want someone who's from engineering background. And see, your diploma is also in engineering. So it shows a strong foundation in engineering. So they would be more interested in you. So my suggestion, just put in your tertiary level education, starting from your diploma. Of course, if your diploma relates. If your diploma doesn't relate, then don't put in. Maybe your diploma was in arts, and maybe in arts or language, and you are applying for mechanical engineering. It doesn't match, so you don't have to put in. Okay. Right, next up is your personal achievement. Okay. Now, of course, if your personal achievement, let's say you have experience working, then of course that would be better to put in your personal achievement. Okay, but I imagine that since most of you are fresh grad, you don't have working experience. So what are other achievements that you can put in? So you can see that, for example, you see I use the action verb. Remember the action verb? Okay. Designed statistical instrument for research conducted on final year project. You see, normally most of you have final year project, right? So you can even say, okay, maybe you design statistical instrument for that final year project, and you list out the name. You spell out the name of your project. Or maybe, you assisted in your supervisor, or maybe your lecturer, or maybe your PA in their research. You can list out, you were the co-researcher. List out the research. And if you were, for example, this is extra, assistant coach for Selangor Youth Hockey Club. Or maybe you have other part-time jobs. You can put that. because this can help you, in terms of showing off your skill. Because when you say you're assistant coach for Selangor Youth Hockey Club, what does it mean? It means you have good team management. It means you have leadership skill. It means you have good communication skill. It means you have been working in team, or you have been managing a team. Even though you're assistant, but those are qualities that we normally associate coaches with. So it's extra, isn't it? It's plus point. Okay, and if you have other achievement, you put in there. Always remember to use the action verb. Okay, next step is the personal skill. Remember, for personal skill, this is soft skill, yeah? We try to match with the requirement. If they want someone who's fluent in different languages, so you see, fluent in writing and speaking English, Mandarin, Malay, and French. Maybe you took one of your minor language subject in university was French, or Arabic, or Mandarin. You can put that. Okay? Or maybe in the requirement it says we want someone who's good, who has good computer skills. So you can say, see, in the requirement, good computer skills. So when you put it up, you say skillful in utilizing Microsoft Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and Publisher. You see, you use the action verb. Okay, and then experience in handling management and administration in an office. Okay, you try to match as much as possible with the job requirement. And then last but not least, your references. Of course, if you have working experience, your reference would normally be your former boss, or former manager, or former supervisor. But as fresh graduates, your reference would normally be your lecturers, your supervisor, or your PA. Those would be your references. Okay, so this is a simple traditional resume. Alright.